Hello.
How we doing? All righty
I'm
then.
doing good.
Hello,
This is
everyone,
my
and welcome.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. Welcome to another episode of NXTilosos, the sexiest NXT review show out here on the internet. We're tired, but we're still sexy. Anyways,
Very sexy. I even shaved a little bit and took a shower before this.
hell yeah, make me go, Anyways. Oh, it's gonna be one of those evenings, y'all. But welcome. I am Mikey, also known as El Jefe of BC WrestlePod. I run the ones and twos and the threes and the fours and the fives and the sixes. I do it all. But I cannot do this review by myself because I am glad that he is here, even though it was my bad for working under the assumption that he needed to take tonight off. But apparently he wants to be here, so I'm not going to say no to this beautiful bald bastard. So the Pleat Father himself is here, the Kilt Man. Guys, we are getting married in 20. No, it's kidding. Honestly, he's been my day one. He's literally
I
like.
mean, we got 2 more years until I hit 40, so we'll wait till then.
If not, we'll just become life partners. We'll Chuck and Larry this thing.
No. We are Jay and Silent Bobbing this.
Yes, I'm here for it. We got it. We'll see what happens in 2 years, but stay tuned because we may become the Jay and Silent Bob of BC WrestlePod. Anywho, we are here tonight to review the Go Home episode for NXT. So this is the Go Home for Halloween Havoc, which is happening this Saturday. And we will also be doing our predictions for Halloween Havoc. But before we get into all of that, really quickly to get through the announcements, yeah, if you like what you see here, subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on Twitch or Kick, because we do a lot of things. I am testing some stuff out to bring more content to us in 2026, so who knows how that's going to go down. But yeah, but we also understand that if that is not for you, but you still want to be a part of our little community, then you can follow us on the social medias at BC WrestlePod, where we pretty much are anywhere and everywhere, so go figure. But we also have some merchandise. We have, review team merch, like regular BC WrestlePod merch, specialty collection merch. All that can be found in the link in the description of this video and the chat. So make sure to go to bcwrestlepodshop.fourthwall.com. It is a great time. Let's get into it because I'm not going to lie. I'm tired. Pleat Father is tired. We got stuff to get through. So let's do the thing before y'all are about to watch us fall asleep on stream. So, without further ado, let's just jump into NXT. So, again, we are covering the Go Home episode for NXT before Halloween Havoc. And we kick things off with, a promo from our new NXT Women's Champion #1 contender, Miss Tatum Paxley, who is with Izzy Dame and the rest of her group, The Culling. I just immediately love the fact that the NXT universe is behind Tatum, telling her she deserves it.
She
and
does.
It makes me super happy. And we're gonna get into predictions because I'm like, she probably is not going to win, but I want her to so bad. I was just like, but anywho, so again, she's excited, true babyface Tatum, despite the group that she's in, love it, which then prompts JC and the rest of Fatal Influence to come out. JC tries to play mind games, telling, Tatum that she's a weirdo. She's not going to do it, that Izzy's going to turn on her. Tatum fires back and saying, I know what you're trying to do. You always do this. It's not going to work on me. And in fact, me and Izzy are so down that we're going to do a tag team match later this evening against the two of Fatal Influence. So I was just like, baller. So that sets this up. We're going to talk about that match when we get towards the end of the show. I'm just like, damn, in 2 weeks, like Tatum has already gotten the crowd behind her and they love her. So, I'm so excited. Yeah. Cool. So, moving on from this, though, we get into our first official match of the evening, which surprisingly is for the TNA X Division Championship. So, of course, we have our champion, TNA's own Leon Slater, taking on NXT's Channing Stacks Lorenzo with Ariana Grace by his side. I'm gonna just say this now because I'm not gonna bring it up later. Whoever decided that this is the story that we're going for with Stacks and Ariana needs to be fired immediately. I'm like, Javon was me in that backstage segment before this match where Javon is like, ew. I'm just like, no, that is exactly how I feel, Javon. You are not inherently wrong with that. But anywho, getting into the match itself, TNA, listen to me and listen to me good. I was just like, I don't know what the contract situation. I'm pretty sure Leon's going to be there for a little bit of time. But y'all know that WWE is going to really quickly find a way to sign Leon Slater because, oh my God, he is so good. I love Leon so damn much. This was a really fun match. I enjoyed this.
I enjoyed it too. The energy that Leon and Javon have is flawless, and I love their back and forth. I think it's really, really good, and I really want them to keep it up.
100%. I love that Javon was also in the part of this too. Like he caught Ariana Grace after she got accidentally knocked off. Going into commercial, Javon gets on the mic too. We'll be right back with this commercial break. I was like,
dude, that was great. That was a good bit.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if he timed it well enough or if it was like a situation of they kind of, whispered at him or kind of gestured towards him, but he got that really good.
For reals. Ooh. So, Kilt, go ahead and vamp for a little bit. Somebody is calling me on the other line. I will be right back in a couple seconds.
I shall make the entertainment. Oh God, this is harder than I thought. Anyway, okay, so I honestly have to agree with the like I don't know this guy all that well. She's way out of his league. I need Santino Marella may need to take care of some things and make sure his daughter knows who's a good person or not. Excuse me. But this match was kind of slow for me. It was interesting. That leap over the freaking corner towards the end that Leon did was amazing. I need y'all to stop doing stuff like that and causing me a heart attack. I just got a notification. I think I know what it is. Yep, I know what it is. All right, sorry. I got distracted because one of my posts, I have to explain this thing because it's hysterical. It's my civic duty, or my duty as a civic. In one of the servers I'm in for one of the streams, Another World Tabletop. Great people. It's ran by Story Dad Aaron, who may or may not be a bisexual cop. The cop part's up for debate, but that's an inside joke. Well, whenever
I'm here for it.
He's hilarious, and I love him. He's already married, but the running gag we have is they have an emote in there that's the lip bite emote, and every time they post an announcement or pretty much any post, I'm usually one of the first ones to just click that emote as a reaction. I just noticed someone did the same thing to me just now on my self promo for this, and I'm like, yes,
love it.
All right, so have I wasted enough time?
Yeah, you're good. I was like, they ain't answering, so it is what it is. But Leon does retain. Javon and Leon are in the ring. They talk about how they want to have a tag team match at Halloween Havoc. And that they're down to take on whoever, whether it's be from NXT, from TNA. And before they even mention the third brand, out comes Mr. Iguana and La Parca of AAA. And La Yesca. And La Yesca. I was getting there. And Mr. Iguana gets on the mic, talks about how he heard that Javon and Leon want a match at Halloween Havoc. So they talked to Ava, and at Halloween Havoc this Saturday, it is going to be Javon Evans and Leon Slater versus Mr. Iguana, La Yesca, and La Parca in just a regular tag team match. And I was like, this match is going to go nuts. This is going to be fun. I was just like, this is going to be great.
I'm excited.
I really am too. So lots of matches being made for Halloween Havoc this episode. This was one of the newer ones that we got. Loved it. This was great. Can't wait for this match this Saturday. We get into our first of 2 speed matches this evening to determine who will be going on to face El Grande Americano Latte for the men's speed title. So first up, we get NXT's Jasper Troy taking on TNA's Zachary Wentz. Again, if you are unfamiliar with Zach, he is from the Rascals. Jasper won LFG. If you're unfamiliar with the speed match, it is a 3-minute time limit. So you got to kind of be quick about it or, force whatever. This match was okay. I mean, Zach definitely fits the speed because he is technically a cruiserweight. Jasper is you're a heavyweight, I guess. This was okay. I'm kind of bummed that Zach lost, but hey, you know what? Jasper going on is I think it's fine. It is what it is. And but yeah, it was fine for what we got. So
it was okay. I tried to skip through it because I was like, all right, look, I don't want to focus for 3 minutes on a match that I'm not really invested in. Even though I could have just done it anyways, but
yeah, it's fine. So we move on though. Oop, my light just went out. Fun. Anywho. Alrighty. So after this, again, Jasper wins. He's going to be facing the winner between Axiom and Super Sean Legacy after their match a little bit later. We'll get to that match in a little bit because right now. Okay, so this is where I'm confused, NXT. This is where I am. Okay. So Kalani Jordan is literally getting kicked out by the NXT girls out of the NXT locker room because she quote unquote sided with TNA. And Jordan is the only person who is sticking up to her. And I got a lot of questions. We're going to ask the first one. Kalani, why are we being mean to Jordan? What did she ever do to you? I was just like, you're kind of making your character a little bit unlikable. If that's what we're going for, sure. But I was like, Jordan is literally sticking up for you. What are we doing? That's my first question. My second question is to the creative team at NXT and the story that we're being told. So you are giving Kalani Jordan all this heat for being the TNA Knockouts champion, and you're giving her all this grief. Where was this energy for the men's division when Trick Williams was the TNA World Champion? Like, where was that energy? If NXT has an issue with an NXT star being a TNA champion, where was that energy for Trick?
Where is that energy for Trick? Where is it now for Trick? Like, Trick can get all the hate right now. That'd be great. But we'll get into that towards the end for the end thing. Like this confused the crap out of me. Like I actually skipped to right as the door closed. I think I had and stay out and then the door closed and I'm like, that's kind of rude. Like, what the and like I understand she's a TNA champion and she had to be on the TNA team, but like
she's still an NXT star. What the heck, you guys?
It's like it's kind of messed up, kind of rude.
I'm just like, whatever, y'all. I don't like this story for Kalani for getting kicked out of the locker room. Jordan and Kalani being at odds is weird. I was like, unless Jordan's going for the TNA Knockouts Championship, but I'm like, why? Jordan is here at NXT, so I feel like giving her the TNA title doesn't make a lot of sense. And she, finished up with TNA back at the beginning of this year and now is signed to NXT. So what are we doing? Anywho, we'll see what happens. I mean, with TNA Turning Point happening in November in Orlando, Florida at Full Sail, I'm sure Kalani will end up being on the card in some capacity, but we shall see how that all goes down. We move on from this segment, though. This one hurt, so we got to talk about it, though. So we were told that Sol Ruca was going to address the NXT universe, and she comes out walking in a big knee brace. And so it was true that she got hurt during the tag team match on SmackDown this past Friday. And so she is going to be on the shelf until further notice. And it makes me very, very sad Because I'm like, no, Soul, we don't. We just like you literally were out on injury last time for almost a year, and now you're about to be out again, which makes me very, very sad. I don't know what's going on down in WWE, but we got way too many injuries happening. So like, I don't know. It's the training. Like, what are we doing with ourselves? But
I
Soul,
think it's a little bit
crazy.
of training and just pure bad luck. I think they need to rein in some of their extra special stuff. And I honestly, especially with Sol Ruka and my brain is farting
Zarya?
on my Zarya. Thank you. Like for some reason, my brain kept going Zelina. No, it's not Zelina.
That's Zelina Vega. That's on SmackDown.
Yeah, again, brain's going elsewhere. And Zarya, it's like the crap. That whole derailment took me out completely.
Right.
Because they were on SmackDown, and I think they were. It's just one of those situations that they're kind of getting a little overextended, and injuries happen. People want to say this is fake. Well, yeah, the story is fake.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just flat out say it. Yes, we know the story. It's made up. The moves are real and choreographed. Yes, even in choreographed situations, people still get hurt. This is an example.
Mm-hmm.
If you're off by even a millimeter in certain situations, it could be fatal.
100%.
Any type of injury that one of these performers and wrestlers have is serious, and they have to take it very serious. We've seen, I saw Leon. Let's go back to Leon for a second. You remember that one match he had where he looked like he flat out face planted on the stairs, like wham, like didn't catch himself and then hit to make it look worse. No, it looked like he missed his hands completely. Like it's a situation that this has to be taken very seriously. Obviously, the way this segment went was a little boring for me because I'm kind of over Blake Monroe. But yes, I absolutely love that belt on Zarya.
Well, here's the thing, right? So of course we were originally supposed to get Sol and Blake for the NXT Women's North American Champion. Given the fact that Sol is injured, they had to quickly pivot. And so we are getting Zarya versus Blake for the NXT North American Women's North American Championship. So that is a match that is made for Halloween Havoc. Very interested to see what's going to happen, but we got to move on from this segment though, because we still got a couple other things to talk about before we get into predictions. And listen, I love it anytime the Hardys go into the lake of reincarnation. It is so stupid, but it is amazing. We get we get Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero, and they challenge Darkseid to a Broken Rules match at Halloween Havoc.
I saw this on TikTok before I watched it, and even the second time, I was so excited for it. Oh my god, I love this whole bit. This whole piece was so well done. I don't like Darkseid just because it's ran its course. Personally, I think it should be just the gimmick is done. It needs to be revamped or redone or removed or whatever. But this some people got upset because there was like some computer generated art or at least some people claim it's AI art that was used in the Hardy Boys promo video. I thought it looked good. Obviously, I knew it wasn't going to be real. Come on, but it looked so good. Oh, that was so good. It made me happy. It just delete. Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm excited too. A Broken Rules match is ridiculous. I'm here for it. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, I'm just like, because now it's a Broken Rules match. I was like, technically it doesn't change my vote, but now it solidifies it. So, and yeah, Broken Matt Hardy is an NXT Wild. Can't wait. It's going to be fun. Loved it. This was the better of the two speed matches. We get Axiom representing SmackDown and representing WWE Evolve is Super Sean Legacy. This was a lot of fun. I love that Super Sean Legacy came out dressed in like the color of his attire was Wonder Woman gear. I was just like, love it. I loved it. It was so ridiculous.
Too. I wasn't sure if it was like Aquaman or Wonder Woman, but it was still like, okay, that's cool.
I was like, oh, it's so much fun. Again, this was the better of the two speed matches because I feel like, but I think that's because to me, these two, they're the styles of Axiom and Super Sean Legacy. I feel like match better for speed, and we got very close. We had like 3 seconds left, but Axiom would end up getting the win. So we are getting Jasper Troy versus Axiom, and winner goes to face El Grande Americano Latte for the speed title. So that should be fun. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed this match. I enjoyed this better than the other speed match we got. I have nothing else to add to this.
I didn't even know we were getting 2 speed matches. I only knew about the one because it happened. It's one of those situations. I don't pay attention to what actually happened, what's going to happen that night. It just shows I show up and it happens and it makes me happy, and then I enjoy life the rest of the way. But yeah, this was an okay match.
Yeah, again, I like this speed match better than the other one, but I was like, speed matches aren't my thing, but it is what it is. Okay, Ethan Page, I need you to come out looking like this during your match because this actually kind of is cool. I'm not gonna lie. This was a pre-taped, and this is Ethan Page's final words for El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. ahead of their NXT North American Championship match in a Day of the Dead match. I kind of want this serious Ethan Page, maybe minus the face paint, but instead of him just being like, oh, I'm Canadian, America is bad, boo, I was just like, just let him be this, just be intimidating. I'm like, I'm kind of here for this version of Ethan Page. And I was just like, this face paint, he looks like a mix of El Demonito and Darby Allin of AEW.
I was going Dustin Rhodes.
That part too. Goldust be like, shh. Or Dustin
No,
Rhodes
no, not Goldust, current era.
Yes, true. Yes. So,
although that would be hilarious. You know, I want that one day. Just okay. So I had to go on a tangent because you just made my brain start going.
Go for it.
Like just a random Cody's getting cocky for whatever reason, and he's like, "I want anyone from blah 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 to come down that ramp and you'll fight me," and just Goldust comes out. It's like it's either or it's Dustin coming out half in Goldust, and it's like, oh, gorgeous. Anyway, but yeah, I just this promo was weird. It was like I felt like he was praising El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. And then it's like he threw him under the bus at one point too. And I'm like, dude, I'm exhausted. Do not give me whiplash like that. Come on now. And then I see this. I'm like, who are you trying to be?
I was like,
whose gimmick are you trying to steal now?
Be like, sir, what are we doing? Okay. I was just like, oh, all right. Well, here we go. Again, I am like in-ring wise, I am excited for this match. We're going to talk about it during predictions, but I'm excited that we are kind of getting NXT and AAA and TNA and everybody kind of doing things together, which is kind of exciting. But these were Ethan's final words before Halloween Havoc, and we'll talk more about it in predictions. But we got to move on. They did Tank dirty in this picture. Look at his hair.
Both of them dirty during this.
This picture does not this is really bad. Anywho,
okay, hold on. I want to talk about the picture first, and then we'll get into the match because the match they did them both dirty, but because I didn't understand any of this one because I missed last week. I think. I know I missed what led up to this. But anytime I get to see Hank and Tank fight, I'm happy because let's go.
I
The
love
belly
it.
bandits, go. I'm like, those are my guys. Like, I'm like, I want to hang out with them because they seem like cool people. But no, I like the ring gear. It's really, really cool.
Right.
I'm a jersey guy. I kind of. Okay. Let me rephrase. I like jerseys, not from
Hockey
Jersey.
jerseys are great. Yeah.
All jerseys, like
All
except for
jerseys.
baseball jerseys. Baseballs are hit or miss.
It depends on the design because a lot of my favorite DJs have baseball jerseys and I wear them and I love them to death. But it depends.
Baseball. Like I'll take a baseball jersey over. I'll take a basketball jersey.
That's true.
If I want a basketball jersey, like I can literally go to Walmart, get a fucking tank top, and boom, I got a basketball jersey. It's literally it. But with
Coming to the BC WrestlePod store near you, BC WrestlePod jerseys. Honest, like basketball jerseys or hockey jerseys, I'm down.
Hockey jerseys, let's go hockey jersey. Go hockey jersey, football. In my opinion, hockey jerseys, football jerseys, maybe football and baseball are interchangeable. Stay away from basketball. Soccer kits, those are kind of cool. They can be cool because they're not jerseys, they're kits. Because I know a little bit about football. I said it right too. I know I said it right because I'm a weirdo.
Love an ally.
Dude, so I went to Germany for 2 years. So, when the World Cup happened in Germany back in 2006 or 2007, and I think I deployed right before it came, so I couldn't go. I was kind of upset. But now I set the mood because my lights are on timer. And I don't care about this. It was, and also when I did intramural sports, I actually had a British guy that I worked with. That was fun. Anyway, but yeah, this was a weird match for me. I didn't understand it. I don't understand OT. Is it OTM?
Yep.
Because it's like on the mud.
Out the mud.
Out the mud. But I don't understand their gimmick. I don't understand them because to me they're out of left field. So I don't understand them.
So okay. So I'll fill in the gap really quickly, right? So this match was made because last week we got we had a 3-way tag team match between Chase U, Hank and Tank, and the Culling. And then OTM have been out on injury, but then they made their reappearance by, destroying everybody. And then this match was made. And then, of course, OTM win. This sends off, and then they beat down Hank and Tank afterwards, which is writing them off because these boys are going to Japan. They're going to be spending some time in Pro Wrestling Noah over in Japan, which I was like, Hank and Tank in Japan actually sounds kind of fun. So they're going to be in Japan for a little bit.
Speaking of Japan, we've seen a lot of the Japan bits for like Io Sky, AJ Styles, Dominic Mysterio, and a bunch of others. And then we saw that sumos were at the Royal Albert Theater last week. That was so cool. And I'm like, I remember sending you a ton of stuff because I'm like, this is so cool because it's cultural. And what's great is their matches are very serious. They're very structured. They have, it's a very, very important thing. And it's very rooted in tradition and honor and all sorts of symbolism. But they still goof off and have fun. There's a few matches that they just they're literally just slapping each other like this. And it's like, not on purpose, but it's hilarious. It's such okay. So anyway, as you're saying, Hank and Tank being in Japan would be very interesting, especially if they get into the sumo crowd. just a little bit, that would be a lot of fun.
That would be hilarious. I'm excited to see what they do in Noah. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be looking for some videos again. So this is going to be fun. But OTM are here. They are back from injury. So, I mean, we needed more tag teams in the men's division, but we'll see how that turns out after Halloween Havoc. But we go on to the next thing. Lash, I love you. You're so damn tall. So,
she is
she's
tall.
So, I love Lash.
She looks tall. Okay. I'll put this into perspective because I'm 5'8". In that elevator, I will come up probably like maybe a foot and a half under that. Actually, it's better to put it on the what's behind Lash. I'll probably come up to like the second, like, because you see the X's in the back where her hair goes down like this and then come like this. I'll probably be on that somewhere in the halfway mark of that second from the top.
Yeah.
This lady is tall. Like, I think she's 6'2", 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
She's amazing. And how dare she pick on Ren? Ren is such a sweet, innocent little kid. She's like Tater Tot if Tater Tot was a cheerleader, not an emo hottie. I love that.
100%. And so Lash has some words. It's her and Ren, and then our new WWE Women's Evolve champion Kendall Gray comes in and is like, girl, you're not going to talk to my friend like that. And it's like Lash is like, all right, bet we gonna wrestle next week or something like that. I'm like, damn. Kendall's great. Lash is great. You know what? Women's wrestling, fantastic. Give me more women's matches because we were kind of lacking this episode. Anywho, moving on, we get into this tag team match between Izzy and Tatum versus JC and Lainey Reed of Fatal Influence. This was fun main event, at least wrestling wise. This was the main event wrestling wise for the show. I thought this was a lot of fun. JC does get the pin on Tatum. Then Fatal Influence beats down Izzy. They try to beat down Tatum 3-on-1, but Tatum is standing tall by the end of this. And I'm like, you're not making it easy, NXT, for me to want to go against my best interest here because JC's is more than likely going to retain. But my little heart is rooting for Tatum Tot over here. But I thought this was a fun main event. I'm excited to see Tatum and JC go at it at Halloween Havoc with those predictions coming up in a little bit. So yeah, I thought this was a fun match.
It was a lot of fun. I absolutely adored it. I think it was great. I want to see it some more. The brain dead just went, like the brain fog is starting to catch up a little bit. Not so much the alcohol, just the brain fog. Yeah, anywho, no, this I like watching her wrestle. It's a lot of fun. Anywho, this was an interesting main event. I did enjoy it. Obviously, I wasn't happy with how it turned out, but you know, we can only do so much with what we have.
Very, very true. So we're gonna get into predictions in a little bit. We do got to talk about the final part of this NXT episode, which is, of course, the contract signing between Trick Williams and NXT champ Ricky Saints. And I'm just like, all right, well, let's just get this over with. So we all know how contract signings go in wrestling in general, but especially in NXT, challenger talks, champion talks, fight breaks out. And yeah, we end with Ricky throwing Trick through the table, standing tall. And I'm just like, okay, that is how the show goes off the air. I mean, it's like nothing new. We already know this.
Yeah, Ricky looked at him and said, Trick, we're going to table this, and then puts him through the table.
I will say, I I know a lot of people like aren't necessarily the biggest fans of when Ricky cuts promos. I do. And I was just like, I've always liked Ricky, whether he was cutting promos in AEW or here in NXT. And he's just like, it's like, I've been here, you gonna fold like that shirt you wear. And I was just like, come Saturday, you'd be like, I'm locked in, yo ass is getting locked down. And I was just like, I love you, Ricky. I don't care what nobody says.
He did a good. He put a lot of emotion into it, and I think it was really well done. Could he improve on his promo? Yes, he could, but so could everybody. There's very rare batch of people that I can sit there and look at them and say their promo skills are flawless, and I have no critique for them. But yeah, it's a situation of this is going to be an interesting match, and we're just going to have a great time.
100%. And this contract signing is how NXT goes off the air for the evening. Overall, I think this was a fun go-home show. It solidified a lot of stuff for Halloween Havoc. We're getting stuff next Tuesday/Wednesday when we review it. But we are not quite done yet. Let us get into the final bit of this review before we both can go and comatose ourselves into bed. We have Halloween Havoc predictions. So, to my NXT boys, you will get this form tomorrow because the day got away from me, but I will have it to you tomorrow morning. But we can, on video and evidence-wise, to the predictions. So, Kill, let's get into our predictions for Halloween Havoc. So we have a total of 6 matches currently scheduled. So this is going to be a good time. So these matches are in no particular order. I just like to put them in from non-title bouts to mid-card to main titles. And yeah, so it is a lot of fun for sure. So let's just get into it. So the first match we're going to make predictions on is this one. I'm so excited. This is going to be a lot of fun. It's Triple A's Mr. Iguana with La Yesca and La Parca going up against TNA and X Division champion Leon Slater and NXT's Javon Evans. This match is going to be fun. I kind of don't want it to open the show. I want it to be in the middle of the card because it will be a lot of fun. However, yeah, please. I'm going to go with Leon and Javon in this one. I love Mr. Iguana, and La Parca is a staple in AAA. But I feel like you are you're at the beginning stages of putting Leon and Javon together as like this crazy ass tag team who can fly and do a lot of things. This match is going to be fun. I'm going to go with Leon and Javon for this one. What you got?
I am as well. But I'm going to enjoy the ever living crap out of this. This is going to be so much fun. I want either Leon or Javon to come out as Nacho Libre just because it would be hilarious. It would entertain me to no end. But I know it's a little faux pas, but still, that would be hilarious. And because especially Javon, because he does the fucking flying eagle.
It's so much fun.
I'm like, damn, dude.
This match is going to be a whole fun.
This is going to be a whole thing, and I'm going to enjoy every single minute of it. It's going to be like, oh.
It's going to be so good. I'm excited. This is going to be fun. But next match that we're going to make predictions for is the Broken Rules match for the NXT Tag Team Championships. We have Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero, a.k.a. Jeff Hardy, taking on one of the combination of 2 members of Dark State. I'm going with the Hardys. You can't be bringing out Brother Nero and Broken Matt Hardy for them to lose. So I am going to have the Hardys win here.
Delete.
Yep.
Delete.
Easy pick. Moving on. Day of the Dead match for the NXT North American Championship. This is All Ego Ethan Page taking on AAA's El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. As much as I want El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. to win, I'm going to pick Ethan Page to retain. That is where my pick is going.
Now, query, good sir. For those of us at home, and myself included, who don't know what a Dias de los Muertos match is. ¿Por qué? And what is it? I just realized as soon as I said por qué, I'm like, wait, that's why.
Porque
¿Por qué? ¿Qué hora es? Okay, anyway, I was saying.
So essentially, what a Day of the Dead match is, it's basically going to literally be a street fight. But it's going to be themed to Day of the Dead stuff, which is kind of crazy because Day of the Dead isn't until next Saturday. But you know what? That's not. They're having Saturday night's main event on that day instead. So whatever. So why not? So I can imagine there's probably going to be some sugar skulls. There's going to be like some stuff that you put on an ofrenda, like picture frames, things like that. Probably
that was going to be my next question. Are they going to put something on the ofrenda? Is Ethan's page picture and Hijo that the junior's picture is going to be on an ofrenda and you have to take it down?
That would be hilarious and kind of stupid. But essentially, I'm thinking this is going to be a street fight with Day of the Dead regalia, and also would not be surprised if they included anything Mexican related, which is kind of crazy. But hey, you know what? All that being said, All Ego Ethan Page is my pick. He's going to retain here. Though, if El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. takes it, that'd be kind of funny to watch, not going to lie. But I got Ethan for this one. Now, at the time of these predictions, we still don't have an official graphic for this match. So thank God the internet and their creative posters for doing it to themselves. I appreciate y'all. So this is for the women's NXT North American Championship, Zarya versus Blake Monroe. Now, my little heart wants to go with Zarya because Zarya as champion would be great. However, I think even though the player has changed, the result is still meant for it. I'm going to go with Blake Monroe for this one. Though I would love to see Zarya with the championship gold. But I'm going to go with Blake.
I'm definitely going with Zarya because I don't like the character direction that Blake Monroe is going. And I don't
It's been a weird pivot for her and Jordan. Like after their cage match, after their cage match at No Mercy, I was just like, okay.
Yeah, it was like, okay, we had all this build up, we had this finale.
I thought we were getting one more crazy match, but I guess not. But okay,
like it was kind of like it was kind of crickets, it was kind of silence, it was kind of separated, and I'm like, okay, I still don't like this direction of
either one of them.
Well, Jordan Grace is. I think they're just trying to figure out what to do with her because I think she's between the contract. Is my assumption.
She's fully signed with NXT since like January. What you mean in between?
I don't know. I don't know the contracts.
She is fully signed with WWE. So I'm just like, why are we teasing her and Kalani fighting for the TNA title? She literally just came there. What are we doing? I don't know.
I have to agree. I don't like this match. Well, not that I don't like this matchup. It's a decent matchup. I just think that it's gonna be Zarya because I just don't like Blake Monroe.
Very fair. So,
not that I don't like Blake Monroe. I just don't like the direction her character's going.
The character and the direction of the character is not the best, but we like her, the wrestler, and the personality. Love you, Blake. Anywho, moving on. This is the 5th match overall. This is for the NXT Women's Championship. And you know what? I went with the logical choice in the last one. I'm going to go with my heart on this one. I think JC will retain, but my little heart is going to go with Tatum because I think, wouldn't it be such a fun path for Tatum to win this championship at Halloween Havoc, like her bestie, Lyra Valkyria, did when she beat Becky Lynch for the NXT Women's Championship at Halloween Havoc 2 years ago. I'm going to go with Tatum Tot. Probably not going to win here, but I want her to so bad. So I'm going to go with Tatum Paxley here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Tatum, 100%. I know, it's regardless of how much I'm thinking she's not. I want her to. I want my Tatum Tot to win, and I want the creepy girl to be on top. I have to stop myself because I was about to say on of me, but that I have to be respectful.
Gotta be respectful. You know what? Be respectful, but honestly, I'd watch too. Anywho, I was just like, in the words of Celebrity Deathmatch, let's get it on. So we both have Tatum taught, so I would love for her to win. JC's probably going to retain, but I don't care because wrestling's fun. Main event probably is going to be for the NXT Championship. Ricky Saints defending the title against Trick Williams. This one's also easy for me. I got Ricky retaining. There is no way that we are giving Trick a third title run. I feel Trick needs to go to main roster. I think he's kind of reached everything. He's done everything, in my opinion. Put this man on main roster now, or start calling people up. I
have to agree. Trick and Oba need to go to main roster.
And I was just like, we need Trick. Yeah, Trick. The chapter for Trick and Oba to me is now done. We close those chapters, send both of them to main roster so Ricky can start fresh feuds with other people in NXT. But that's all our predictions for NXT's Halloween Havoc. Halloween Havoc is this Saturday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Next Wednesday, we will be doing a review for Halloween Havoc. And so tune in for all of that because that should be a lot of fun. But that's going to be it for us here at NXTilosos. We got a packed week for the remainder of this week. Later tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific, the CMLL crew is here to review the special Amazonas all-women episode of CMLL, as we also preview this Friday's Women's Grand Prix, Team Mexico versus Team World. It's going to be exciting stuff. Then on tomorrow night, Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific, get your tee-hees and ha-has ready because JVL, myself, and a whole cavalcade of craziness of other hosts, we are going to be here to review Mystery Wrestling 19, where, like a good SNL Stefan skit, this show had everything. It had Living Dead girls. It had Batman singing opera. It had the Teletubbies versus Power Rangers ? It was crazy. We also had some big boys and big girls. So if you want to tune in to see what all that craziness was about, tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific for Mystery Wrestling 19 review. Possibly on Friday, there might be an event going on. Stay tuned for the socials for that. But officially, on Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific, myself and Benny will be here to review Defy Wrestling's Wraith event, where we see the Defy Wrestling return of Jon Moxley, and we see Marina Shafir defending her Defy Women's Championship against one of my other favorites in Su Yung. So that's going to be a good show. And then later that evening, Adolfo and I will be here for another MLW watch along, this time for Symphony of Horrors, as we get to see CMLL's Místico go up against Austin Aries for a spot in the finals of the Opera Cup, and as well as some other good matches. And then we wrap things up this Sunday with our WWE review, where we are reviewing Raw and SmackDown as we are heading into Saturday night's main event next weekend. Crazy. But that's going to be it for us here at NXTilosos. So from all of us here to you at BC WrestlePod, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. I'll see you in about an hour and a half or so for CMLL. But until then, sayonara, adios, and until next time, peace.
Titties.